What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Matt Ramage Show, presented by Kwik Trip. But we really don't have to do a promo today because today we're talking with the Kwik Trip legend, the Kwik Trip Girl, Cassandra Berger. Thanks for joining me. What is up?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. You know that I love talking about Kwik Trip. We could talk about it all day. So I'm
Yeah,
happy to be here.
that was the thing. I was like, it'll just be a show dedicated to talking Kwik Trip. As people who don't know, she went to every single Kwik Trip in Wisconsin. Is that up to date? Because they build them like every weekend.
No, literally, like they're popping up every single day. So no, it's not up to date, but I'm hoping in the future that that can be like another kind of like adventure that I do. Like, okay, maybe I try to hit all of them in like a year time span or something, but like all of them, including like the Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, Michigan. Now they're all over the place. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping
they're
I can
popping
do
up.
a bigger adventure at some point.
Yeah, I think that maybe like every time a Quick Trip is built, they should have you there, like to cut the ribbon. Like you got to be there. Like this is Quick Trip Girl. We do not. And if you're like on vacation, then like we can't open it until she comes back because she has to like grace the presence for it to actually be a Quick Trip.
I would be open to that.
Have you ever
Put
been
in
to a
work.
Have you ever been to a Quick Star?
Yeah, oh yeah, because I grew up in Iowa, and
All
so
right,
in Iowa, they're quick stars, and so that's kind of what I grew up on.
all right. It's the same thing, right? Because
Well,
I Yeah, I follow all the Quick Star stuff too, and it's like it seems like it appears to be exactly the same, but they just couldn't call it Quick Trip because whatever reason for the other one, you know we don't talk about that one.
that'll be on a different show.
Yeah, people tag me in the other one. I'm like, dude, it's the wrong one, bro. And I won't respond because I don't want to bring any attention to that page.
Right.
Like I don't want to give them it. But anyways, so how did this all start? Like, first of all, your love affair with Quick Trip and getting connected with Quick Trip because they're hard people to get connected with.
Yes. Okay, how did it start? Let's see. Well, it all started I have always been obsessed with Quick Trip, Quick Star, right? So that was kind of always in my blood, right? But
Yeah.
then the actual connection started when like I would say during COVID, I really started putting out videos that were all kind of having to do with Quick Trip. So one thing that I'm very passionate about is doing videography work, and I had done that for years. But then in 2020, for some reason, the only kind of content I could think of was about Quick Trip, and so then Quick Trip started to notice it, and then they were like, "Hey, like." We kind of like your content. And so then they shared something of mine. But then I kind of had this idea of this Quick Trip Girl persona and like that she jet sets across Wisconsin and goes to all these things. So then I pitched this idea to them about like, hey, Quick Trip Girl goes across all these quick trips in Wisconsin. Like, what do you think? Like, and you support the journey, and then I do all the video editing, and I'll make a series about it. And then they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, you're the perfect person for this." Like, we've had people who wanted to do this, but we just didn't know if it was the right timing. But it just worked out. Like, it really worked out the timing of it.
Yeah, I remember like when that first happened, and not even just when it first happened, but even after, like even recently, people say you should do this because I get tagged, like especially back in the day when it was like news stories were kind of interviewing you and stuff, and people are like you should. I'm like, dude, that is so much work. Like, and I don't like traveling that much, so like that is so much driving.
Oh my god, and yes, and I had a full-time job, like, in addition to that, and so and it was any free weekend that I had, and then basically during the summer, that's when I kind of really hit the road. But I thought it is the perfect year for it because I had some extra time in the summer to do it, and but yes, it was a lot of work, and then to do the video editing, and I mean, I don't think people realize how much time I actually put into it, because they all were like, "Oh, get a life, get," all the haters.
Yeah.
They're all saying, "Get a life." Sounds like a girl that needs something else to do, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like put a lot of like heart and soul actually into that project, and so like I was really proud of what I had accomplished that year.
Yeah, and if people are commenting hate, especially on YouTube, like that means you're doing some because
Yeah. Oh, I
it
think it's funny.
yeah. It's so great. Like I remember, I even back in the day, like I was like, I can't wait till I have a hater, and now I have a whole bunch of them. I don't really consider them haters because I talk about football, they're just people from the other side, who don't like the
Yeah.
Packers. I don't really consider it. They're not really hating me. They hate my team. But so how many? What's the most quick trips that you hit in a day?
At the time, it was 50, yeah, it was 52, and I remember it was on Valentine's Day, and it was my first Valentine's Day that I had been single in, like, almost 10 years.
All right, you're like, this
And
is
so
what
then
we doing.
and so I was like, "I am going to as many quick trips as I possibly can today, and then I'm gonna go home and make a big, like, Valentine's Day dinner for myself and with all quick trip items," and I made it this that was, like, actually one of my videos, in my series, and so yeah, I was 50 I'm pretty sure it was 52 stores that day on the way from, like, Milwaukee to La Crosse.
That is wild. That's so many quick trips. So who was helping you like video this? Like, was it anybody with you? Like, 'cause I know that, like you said, like you had a big series, so you would just walk into a quick trip. Like, did they know you're coming? Like, you were like doing videos inside?
Yeah, I know. I like to kind of like I like to catch people off guard and kind of make them uncomfortable, right? So I would almost be like, "Hey, do you care if I interview you quick?" And then just like pull out my phone and start asking them questions. That's how I do best. Like I don't like to script anything out. Like I just kind of like to wing it. So I wouldn't really plan out like I mean, a lot of the content or anything. But my mom would travel with me a lot of the places, but it's not like she doesn't know how to work the video. I
Yeah,
mean, she doesn't do much of that. She was just more there for like support and would eat snacks with me and
yeah.
yeah,
She's like, we're gonna roll up on 50 quick trips. We're good to go. But
right. Get to see the
yeah,
beautiful state. It was awesome.
I think that is the best content when you just pull out your phone and just ask people questions. 'Cause I'm gonna be doing that like at Packers training camp and like during the season. I'm gonna start doing that, just interviewing people. But at the same time, like that is nerve wracking. Just walk up to someone because like especially at a quick trip because they could be like, get away. Has anybody said that? Like,
Oh,
get away.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely get that. And then like sometimes if I did have like a friend with me or something just to see kind of what I'm doing, they would get so uncomfortable and they'd be like, "Oh my god, like that was so uncomfortable." And I'm like, it does not bother me one bit. Like I think it's hilarious. Like some people don't like to be on camera and I mean it's just part of it. Like I mean, I had a lot of that happen where they didn't want to. But then I for the most part people wanted to answer questions about Quick Trip though. You
Yeah,
really feel passion.
I was actually thinking that like as I was getting ready for this, I was like, I think it'd be cool, me and you meeting up at a quick trip and then just interviewing people and
Oh, I
like
would love it.
seeing, yeah, and then just asking like weird questions. I think it'd be
Right.
great because I think that would be like high quality content. But like you did it already, but like we could just copy yours and then I'll add me.
No, I would love that. I and
Yeah,
I like you said weird question. Like that's the kind of thing like
like
I
just to
would
throw them off.
I would ask people like, "Have you ever thought what it would feel like to be on the roller dog machine?" Like, "Have you ever
Yeah.
thought about that?" And I was like, "I think about that quite a bit." Like, I feel like it would feel really good, like warm and and then they'd be like but it catches people off guard and it keeps them on their toes and it makes them laugh. And I feel like really that's what I'm out here to do is just to make people happier.
Yeah, and like those YouTube videos, they'll walk up and they'll be like, $1, and then like they'll just ask a question for a
Yeah.
dollar. And when you put even if it's $1, people are like, all right, I'll definitely get on this. So you could be like a dollar, you're stuck on an island. All you can eat is either all glazers or all breakfast sandwiches. Which one you
Right.
picking?
Which one?
Something.
Right.
But like
Easy.
maybe yeah, and then
That's a good
people
idea.
freeze up. I saw a lady; she couldn't remember any woman. He said, "For $1, name a woman," and she was like, "Ah, ah, ah." People freeze up.
Oh, I love it. I
It was like,
love it.
Cameron. But so when did you? So this took you a whole year for this to visit.
Yes, but I definitely could have done it faster, but I had my full-time job that I was doing, but I was done. Like I think I had one left in December that I had to get to. And so
All
like
right.
I was kind of done in November. Um and I mean I could have cranked it out a little bit faster, but I wanted it to be somewhat I don't know, in line with when my videos would come out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So so Quick Trip reached out to you like before all this happened. How did that happen? Like, you were just making videos talking about Quick Trip, like in a
Yeah. How did it? So they had shared one of my videos and they said, "Meet my new best friend." And then of course my brain, like I am like a big dreamer, right? Like I have the most like just extravagant dreams and ideas, and like I have so many things that come to my mind about like okay, what I could do with my life like every single day. And so
Yeah.
as soon as they posted that like meet my new best friend, then I was like this can't be the end of this relationship, right? And so then I was like writing down all of my ideas of like, okay, here's some commercial ideas that I have to send them. And so then I would be kind of sending them almost like obnoxiously, like messages on LinkedIn or like messages on their Facebook page or, and just being kind of like all over the place, but like always in their ear. And that's so
Yeah.
Page 40, who pay well not Paige like the book, but the actual social media queen of Kwik Trip, her Paige, you worked with her. She was the one that kind of like saw me and was like, oh my gosh, like we need to work with this girl because she's like really persistent. Like she's kind of on our case right now and she wants to work with us. And so she really believed in me and like oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful for her.
Yeah, I think she's absolutely the best social media person that there is. Even like when I
Right.
very first signed with Quick Trip, I had a phone call with them
Mhm,
and I didn't know who I was talking to. Like I just knew that it was the people that were in charge of
mhm.
me or whatever. And I was like, whoever runs the social media is like it's
Top notch.
insanity, like how good it is. And they're like, that's us. I was like, dude, it is so good. I've always said it like there's like a few companies that do it good and some that just and then but Quick Trip, it seems like so many like try to copy them now.
Oh,
Because
I know.
like how
Right.
they like Paige and that whole crew, like their sense of humor is just like so good. Like
It's
when she was
so
giving
fun.
away I think it was an RV that they were giving away. And when she
Oh
did the
my god.
video showing
Yep.
off the RV, and she's like, this thing comes down and it got stuck. And it's just the funniest thing, dude. I think she's
Right?
hilarious.
Oh, I love it. And a lot of it's like not scripted. It's just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like the
just do
other day,
stuff.
she like planted a glazer in the ground. She said, "This is how like quick stars are born or quick trips are born. You put a
Yeah.
glazer in the ground, like, dug a hole, put a glazer in the ground." And I'm like, "That is so funny." I'm like, but I don't know. Like 10 years ago, you couldn't have done that for like an ad, right? Like, and like
Yeah.
I love how like I don't know. They're just one step ahead of the game. I like
Yeah,
it.
they are. They're very creative because I think it's a cool job just to sit around all day thinking of content. I mean, it's
Right.
kind of what I do at work. When
Yeah.
I'm in my head, I'm somewhere else, but like I'm still at work, so it sucks. But like
Yeah.
if you just did that for a job, I think that would be a fun job. So you got to do like some other cool stuff with Quick
Mhm.
Trip. Obviously, I want to talk about jumping off into the water, but has there been any other stuff that you've done with Quick Trip that stands out?
Yes. So one of the first things that I was like, this is the best day of my absolute life. So I was able to be in a commercial for them. And that was kind of that. So that was right after I had submitted like a commercial idea for them. And I was like, let's do this. Let's do this commercial idea. It's the best commercial idea in the world. Like, why aren't we acting on it? And I was being so annoying. And then they were like, well, hey, how about we try to get you in this commercial that we're filming in later this year? And I'm like, perfect. Let's do it. Like this, let's do it. I'm all in. And so then I go to Madison. They like take me to Madison, and then I show up with all of these like actual actors and actresses who are like they do this for a living. Like they call them talent. Like when they arrive on set, they're like, talent has arrived. And then here I am, like,
They didn't say that when you got there.
and so, and they're like, well, how many interviews did you have to do? Or how many videos did you have to send in? And I'm like, I literally, the only like application that I had to send in a video of me saying, I'd recommend the fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. That was what I had to send in.
Just to make sure you could say the words.
Right, right. And then and everybody else had to do like all of these like intense like video send in videos and all these things. And so then when I got there and I said, "Oh, like I'm just a big fan." Like they were all like, "Ooh." And so that was just a really cool experience. Like I really felt like I was on like a live set of, like a movie almost, but it was just
Yeah.
like a commercial. But that was just really fun. And of course getting to like promote like a company that I'm like obsessed with, obviously. Like that was super cool. Flugtag, which we'll talk about. Oh my gosh, what other thing? Like being on. the opportunity to be on podcasts. I've had that a lot, and that's been really cool. I don't know, just the connections I've made, all the people I've met, and because of this position that I'm in now, that's probably been my favorite.
So do you get recognized at Kwik Trip? Like, do people know you as Kwik Trip Girl?
I mean, a couple times people have, like, it's not like super often, but I mean, people know that I don't know. It
I mean, because
like it's
people
not
on social media, it's not like people are like, but yeah. I get recognized once in a while at Kwik Trip, and people just say hi, Matt, and then I just keep walking, and I'm
yeah.
just like hello, and a lot of times it's the workers, and like I'm just like hi, like I don't know if they know me because I'm there a lot, or if they like watch this crappy podcast or what's going on, but no, but that is pretty cool that you got to do a commercial like, and
Mhm.
then, like so like it was like a legit commercial, like all the big cameras and lights and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I came in and I was joking. I was like joking with all the crew, and they were so serious. And I mean, I think I did like lighten the mood a little bit because I was like not real. I mean, it wasn't my job, like I was just
Yeah.
fun, and so I brought a little bit of a different perspective.
Yeah, I did a thing one time where I was it was like the History Channel, like History of Cheese, and they
Okay.
wanted me to like do a thing, and they like wanted me to like I wore a cheese head. It was in Madison. Like I went in, and when I first went in there, like all these cameras, and it was like COVID, so like as soon as you walked in, like there's like someone in like sanitizing you, like spraying you down, and like it was like a big thing. But like it was like such a professional thing, and I was like so nervous, and I was like saying,
Oh.
but they didn't use it. I think I did all right probably, but they didn't use it. But it was a cool experience because like all the cameras, like I stood up and like hit a microphone, and like this dude in the corner like was like ah. Because there's like a mic above your head. It was cool though because like you ever watch like the History Channel when like they're interviewing people, whether it's
Yeah.
like ancient aliens, whatever one of those shows, and they always have like a weird background. That's kind of how it was. Like it was just like this old building in Madison, but it looked like all like it's only used probably just for like doing interviews because it's empty
Yeah,
and old brick. And I was like, oh, that's how they get those backgrounds. I thought maybe it was just
right. You think it was some
like green screen. I was like, they just use these old buildings with the old backgrounds or a barn or something. But anyways, that was pretty cool. But yeah, they didn't use it. But what do you do? You know what I mean? But I want to talk about, all right. So fluke talk.
yeah.
You said I can't say the word that good. Is it-
Flugtag, which who knows if I'm even pronouncing it right? I mean, that's what we all said last year. So Flugtag.
yeah. Yeah, I had to make like videos for it, and like I'm like YouTube and like, how do you say this
How do you
word?
pronounce it?
I was like, I'm not good at words anyways. Like easy words trip me up. And I just like even like David Bakhtiari, his last name used to trip me up. So I'd always just say 69. I'm like, yeah, 69. Because I was like, if I say his name and I like screwed up Packer fans, like this guy doesn't know anything. He's an idiot.
Right.
And
And then yep.
yeah, I mean Bakhtiari I could say fine, but usually it's because when I was drinking and Bakhtiari gets a little more difficult by the beer. But I figured it out now though. But all right, so I'm gonna show this video for people who know we were at Flugtag, which is like a thing Red Bull does. Like they go around everywhere. And it was really cool that it was in Milwaukee. Like that was a big thing. And it was so huge. Like the amount of people that were there, like I'll never be on a stage again looking at that many people.
In a banana suit.
Yeah. I never just like looking out, like there's people as like far as you could see. It was like it was insane. And we were the first one, so everyone was all sober yet, you know. they were all like, yeah, they were seeing us. And then I remember, all right, we'll play this video so people know exactly what we're talking about. And for the people on the audio, it's not very long, and we'll explain it. I like that. What? But the funniest thing is whenever I watch that is because I haven't watched it in a very long time. But so you go in the water, I jump in after. It almost looks like I'm trying to save you, but instantly I start to drown. So I, I want to explain it for the people who are listening on the audio. So what it was is people made like these crafts, and you wanted to see which one goes the furthest. Ours
Mhm.
had no plans of going very far. It was a bus, like
The
a
Kwik Trip
banana.
semi truck with
Yeah,
banana wings.
yeah. The Quick Trip semi truck with banana wings. You were on top.
Yep.
Everyone told me after, like, we're jumping in. Everyone was like, we're jumping in after, because that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, for sure we are. And then
Yeah.
everyone, like, one by one was like, yeah, I don't think so. And so I wasn't going to, because I was like, I don't want to be the only one who doesn't. But then I was like, I always feel like if you got like something that you're gonna do, like there's like once in a lifetime thing, you just gotta go for it.
Gotta
So I
do
was like,
it.
I'm jumping in this thing, but I'm like wearing jeans, can't swim very good. I didn't realize how far it was. I felt like I was falling like forever. I was like, I'm never gonna let. And then when I went underwater, it was literally like half a second, and like in the video, it's like half a second. It felt like 30 seconds. I was down there, fishes, and there was animals flying by. I was like, oh, I gotta swim back up. I'm wearing a life jacket, but I'm like, felt like I was under there forever. And then I got up and I was like, and I was like dying. And then some guy was like with a ski-doo. He's like, jump on the back. And I'm like, I'm dying, bro. Come get me. I just latch on. They have like a thing on the back. I grab it. They like drag me over because you're already up, right? So they drag me over. I get on this ladder, and then they're like, and I'm like dying. And it feels like I have stuff coming on my nose. Like, and I'm just like dying. They're like, hey, they're gonna interview her, but we want you to stand next to her. And I was just like, I felt like I had stuff coming out of my face. I was just like, you're getting interviewed, and I'm sitting there just like trying to like figure it out. And I was just thinking, I hope they don't ask me anything because I'm
Oh
still
my god, wait,
dying.
I'm so happy that you just shared your perspective from the experience because you've never told me what it was like from your angle. I've only ever thought about it from mine, which was like very scary, but that sounds really traumatic.
Yeah, and the thing is too, because when I wasn't sure if I was gonna jump, and then the guy was like yelling, "Jump, jump! If you're gonna jump, jump now!" And he's just like yelling at me, like you can see it in the video. He's like, "If you're gonna jump, jump!" And then I walk towards the edge, and he's like, "Jerk, freaking jump!" Like I thought he was like coming behind me and just punch me in the back of the head. Like this guy was, because he had to keep the thing going, he had to like keep her moving.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, "Jump!" And he's telling me right there, and I was like, "Oh." That made me like think like I better not miss that spot or like something horrible is gonna happen. I'm gonna ricochet off a piece of wood from the summite. It's gonna stick into my ribs. I'm gonna bleed out here. And then they'll just like hook me up and just drag me off. The show must go on.
Oh
But
my god.
I did survive. So all right, so we heard my
You
side of
made
it.
it 33 feet though with that semi truck.
Yeah.
That was good.
How
That was
did you get the gig to be up on top?
Okay, so I was doing a podcast with QuickCast, the Kwik Trip podcast. I
Yeah.
was doing an episode with them, and then I think it was right after the episode, Paige, the social media specialist, she asked me, "Hey, do you want to be our pilot for Flugtag?" And I had no idea what that meant, what Flugtag was, but I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm never gonna say no to Kwik Trip, right? Like I've been working so hard to be involved with them. Like I will say yes to every opportunity, no matter what they ask me. And so then I'm like, yes, and like didn't miss a beat. And but then I was like, okay, what is it? Like so I committed to it, right? And so but then I learned what that actually entailed. Like, I'm like, I'm terrified of heights, jumping into like big bodies of water, like it's terrifying. Like I mean, oh my, like it's like all of my fears kind of wrapped into one, right? And being pushed by people, like it's just terrifying. But it was okay. I lived, right? But that, I mean, really, that's how it happened. They asked me, they were like, we didn't know, we didn't have a backup plan. They were like, you're the only person we wanted to ask.
That's awesome. Yeah, because someone asked like if they didn't ask her, like, would you have? And I was like, I'm glad she's doing it. I think I wouldn't have said no, but I remember like your face when they were explaining like what to do, like when we were
Yeah.
there, like make sure you're standing right there, nowhere else. I'm like, oh, this chick's not gonna make it, bro. Like we're gonna be fishing her out. I was really glad that you were up there. I didn't know. I didn't even know what was up there. What was up there? It wasn't flat, right?
Nope. I had to balance on a little like ledge up on top of the semi. You're asking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had to balance up. Like I was like Spider-Man up there in a like side a lateral lunge. And I had to hold on to one handle. They gave me one handle for my two hands. It was one tiny little handle. My two fingers could fit on it. Oh my gosh, it was terrifying. And then they gave me a
Yeah.
helmet, bike helmet.
Yeah, dude. I think if that had been me, I probably would have slipped before it left the dock, and I would have just went and just got drug underneath it and just fell off
Oh
the
my
cliff.
god. Well,
Yeah,
and
that's
the original plan, so we never even really like regrouped after this, but what happened wasn't what we had planned to happen. So the plan was for me to jump out as far as I could. But so the drop off came so fast. You guys must have been running as fast as you possibly
oh, you know me.
right, right, because we had a team of 4 or 5 people pushing the banana wings, pushing the back of it, whatever. And so
Yeah.
then pushing me off, whatever. And so then the drop happened before I was ready for it. And so I just fell straight down. I didn't even have leverage or anything to like push off. And so then, like you can see it in the video, I just dropped. And so then I landed underneath. Like the truck just goes whoop,
Yep,
right over
yep.
top. And they were like, "Oh, we weren't expecting that."
Like, you guys didn't test it with a dummy or something? No, like, yeah, because the video, obviously, like, I didn't see that live because I was pushing,
You were
but
right.
the video actually looks scary, like how
Yeah.
it kind of falls back. And then that's kind of how I seen it's kind of hollow because I didn't know because they didn't like let us inspect it or nothing. They're like, you're just pushing it. You don't need to see everything. But, but like, so I was never up there, but it's a good thing it was hollow. Or you,
Thank God, right, because
yeah.
I then go on deep under the water, whatever, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna be right under the truck." And so then when I came up, I could feel the truck, the frame of it, and so then I was like, "Okay, I gotta push over and find a banana wing." And so then I found the banana wing, and then I came out, and then I saw the jet ski guy.
Yeah.
Are
Were
you
they
okay?
panicking? Because there was a
They
lot of
were
people.
he looked a little bit afraid, but then I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm good." And then I gave a
Yeah.
big thumbs up to everybody in the crowd, and then I could hear people yelling, "She's good, she's good."
Yeah. See, I would have probably died. I would have just been like in there on the inside,
You
just
were
they had to come get me. Like, I'm not coming out.
I know, I should have made it, like, more dramatic,
Yeah, just stayed in like in the middle. You got air. You're
right,
in there. They got the whole SWAT team.
and then
Helicopters are flowing.
stand up, like,
Yeah. Here I am, people. Yeah. That's that's a that was a good day. It was
"Woo."
probably like the biggest thing. Like I'm not like really a concert type of dude. I've been to
Yeah,
a couple, but like the amount of people there was just insane. And like afterwards, because they're like, "Hey, we have a tent that a private area or whatever that we can go. Follow me." And then they just like start walking like 14 miles an hour. I was like trying to follow through this, and you can't see nothing, just people. I'm just like running it because I know that if I lose this person who I don't even think I knew him.
right,
I met him that day. And I was like, I'm just gonna go home if I lose this person
yeah,
because I'm never gonna see him again. But it was cool. Then there was like a little area, had some drinks,
mhm,
and I left early because I was like, I'm glad this traffic. I don't have to deal with this traffic.
yeah, a
But
lot of people.
yeah. Anyway, so did you what do you got coming up next? Do you
Ooh,
got
yeah.
anything planned?
Yes, so I'm currently working on another series with Kwik Trip. So it's going to continue to be called KT Bound with Cassandra, but instead of going to all the Kwik Trips in Wisconsin, like like the concept moving forward is going to be going to all their different like departments on their actual headquarters. So I've already visited I just was at their dairy department last week, got to see like how their ice cream is made, got to see all of the behind the scenes footage of that, and then I've got to ride with like a semi truck driver and then unload the whole truck. And so then I'm going to get to do each of those things, go to the Brennan Bun facility and just document those experiences and then
Yeah, that's awesome.
add that to my like series. So I'm super excited about that because like that stuff I've dreamt about this. Like just for fun, like I would love to do this, but that I get to like share my like videography passion with it. And I mean, it's like the best thing. I love it.
Yeah, we went to the Quick Trip tour
Oh
of
yeah.
the whole thing. I forgot about that. It was funny when I was on that tour. I work at a cheese factory, So like
Okay.
everybody there was most like radio people and like different types of influencers and like not like factory workers. So everyone's like, "Oh, look at we're wearing hairnets today." I'm like, "I wore one yesterday." I,
Oh,
and we were like, everything that we did, I kind of saw it as like the employee or the coworker, as they call them, perspective because I work at a factory and like when there's tours coming through, I'm always like, man, to hell with these people because like, because you're working and then they come over and they're like, you got to be like, oh, hello, how are you? But they were
you're
actually they all seemed so happy. All
right.
the workers at Quick Trip, like they seemed like you go to the break room, like whoever's giving us a tour, people were like waving to him. I was like, they like that guy way more than any boss at my job.
Right. Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually a boss walks by, people yell stuff, but it's usually after they leave the room. But
Yep.
no, but that was so cool to see. We didn't get to see the milk that day, but I used to unload milk, so I kind of know like kind of how it works or whatever. So I actually wanted to see that, but we couldn't that day. But just seeing how like everything is made, like I've never seen that many cookies in my life. And there's just that's like the thing that stood out. I remember my wife asked me like, so like how was it? I'm like, dude, there's so many cookies, but we couldn't eat any of them.
I know it's kind of sad.
And they
I
have
guess
a Quick Trip inside a Quick Trip.
right. Right. So cool.
Yeah, it's like it that was such a wild thing to see. Like that, like your mind can't figure that one out. And I always thought about too, like working there. Like you have a Quick Trip. Like if I had a Quick Trip in my like break room at my job,
Mhm.
like dude, life would be so much better. Because
I
like
wouldn't need to get food for my house.
yeah, it's like there. I mean, if even if it was like half a Quick Trip, but that's a full Quick Trip. Like
Right.
there's like everything that, and not long lines because you got to be in the headquarters to actually go. I'm sure people do, but like
Mhm.
uh that's a great thing, you know what I mean? But so where was I forgot to ask you this. That's one thing I wanted to know. Where
Mhm.
of all the Quick Trips you've been to, like which one stands out the most? Like, is there like a fancy one that you like the most? Because they're all pretty much the same, but I don't know. Maybe there is one that's a little different.
Yeah, well, I think the newer generation stores, I don't know, have you been in like one of the newer models? Like they
No,
call
we're all run down over here. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it was fun. I'm probably getting dropped from Quick Trip now. No, no, the ones on my end are like kind of like the older ones.
the OG, like the original ones. Yeah, so I really like the new layout of like the new stores. So like anything that has been built like in the last year and a half, I would say. They're just really big, like really big. I don't know. Those are all my favorite, but the first one that I went to was in Amro, Wisconsin, which I mean, I don't even know anything about that town, but that was like the first like that specific third generation store that I got to see. So that was kind of special. And I also got to see and meet like Don Zitlow there, and I got to interview him and just talk with him and make a video with him. So that's on my YouTube series as well. And so that's just kind of it's always a special special moment like in my head. It's always a standout.
Yeah, there is like the original Quick Trip. Is that still Quick Trip?
What'd you say?
The original Quick Trip? Like I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah,
Is that still a Quick Trip or is that like
that's a good question. I don't want to answer that because I don't know for sure.
yeah? Because I feel like that
We'll
should
look
be
it
like a
up.
museum.
Ri-
Like
Wait,
the very first Quick Trip. I don't know if it's like been remodeled, but I remember I've seen pictures and I was like, I wonder if it's still.
right? If it, I see, I don't even remember. I don't
Yeah, I don't
remember.
know.
I
You
knew
went
that
to them
at
all,
one
so
point. I don't remember now.
all right. So all right, yeah, yeah. But I want to say as if you being a big Quick Trip fan,
Mhm.
Mike, I always give people advice on Quick Trip. I always say if you're traveling and you want good food, make it a truck stop. I feel like the truck stop have because not every Quick Trip has everything hot. It's usually like what they sell a lot. I mean, like sometimes they run out or whatever. But if you go to a truck stop, I feel like they have the mac and cheese is always there because like the one closest to my house, they don't always. You obviously can get it. You can order an app. You can do all this stuff. But
Yeah.
like truck stop ones, truck drivers must love mac and cheese. It's always there. So I always go to the truck stop ones because I have one kind of by my job. But if you could give anyone advice for Quick Trip, what would it be?
Wait, so give like quick trip advice or give like
No,
somebody else?
yeah, someone who never been to Quick Trip and you want to give them advice that it's going to make them have a good time. What are you
Oh,
giving them?
oh my gosh. Well, I think like oh, this is so cheesy, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like for me, I like force myself to like really talk to people when I'm in there. And like even if I'm just going in for a quick snack, like I will like make it a point to have a conversation with like the workers and like talk about them, and because they're just so focused on like making sure everyone else has a good experience. And like I just like learning about them, and I don't know, I want them to know how much I appreciate them, because it really is like an awesome place, and people drive out of their way to go to Quick Trip. Like, it happens
Yeah.
everywhere, like because it's going to be clean, it's going to be a good experience. I mean, there's so many good things about it. And so I think like, I guess my advice would be just like putting yourself out of your comfort zone, and like not just like going in with your head down and just getting what you need. Like talk to people. I don't know. Like you never know who you're gonna meet in a Quick Trip, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's your hometown one, then
Yeah.
you don't need to talk to anybody.
Yeah, yeah. If it's a one by your house, they don't want you to talk. They're like, "Well, you're
No,
near
no,
enough."
no.
We they know me at my Quick Trip. They're like, "All right, we get it. You're gonna buy the beer. Let's go. Keep her moving."
Right. Pick it up.
You know what I like to do at Quick Trip sometimes, because I'm like I'm dad joke all day, and
Yeah.
I'll like try to like tell them see you next time first. And then
Oh.
like and if it's like new people, they don't know what's going on. Like it's like their second day, and they'll be like, "Oh, here's your total, whatever." And I'll be like, "All right, see you next time." They're like, "See you." Oh, well, that's my line, bro. I just had a I just had orientation. I'm supposed to say that. But
And then they're probably thinking you're a secret customer, or like you're a secret like worker that is coming in to like test them. And that's mean, Matt.
I do it especially if they don't say it, because every now and again they don't say it. Especially like I work at 4 in the morning, so I'm in there at like 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, they don't always say it because they're like, you know what, just it's 3 in the morning, bud. We're shortening this thing up a little bit. See you next time. Yeah, I hope not. It's 3 in the
Right.
morning. Nobody wants to be here. Not you, me. No, everyone wants to be sleeping. But no, they're still super friendly. But I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I lost it. But
That's
I
mean.
did.
Wait,
Anyways,
hold on. Where were we going? We were
I
talking
have
about
no idea.
see you next time, and how they don't
Oh
say
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot where I still don't remember. I thought I had it. If you're fishing, it's like, nope, nope, it's still gone. No, but yeah, I like to mess with the Quick Trip people. But at 3 in the morning, you see, like Quick Trip is not the same at 3 in the morning as it is during the day. Not
Right.
even like the
Different
Quick
breed.
Trip workers or whatever. But like, there's nobody there, and then when the people who are there, like the customers, there's always some sketchy dude like somewhere in a store at 3 in the morning. Sometimes there's just someone in there just hammered. What I like about Quick Trip, like every time I go in there, and because it happens a lot where I'll just see a drunk person, sometimes a couple people or
By the
whatever.
breadsticks.
Yeah, yeah, because they're just going to get some drunk food or whatever. They live down the street. They just hobbled over there, and the Quick Trip employees don't bother them. They're like, yeah, if they ain't bothering anyone, let them have at it. They're over there just stumbling around at the Doritos. I'm just trying to go through get my energy drink so I can get out of my day. And this guy is like, hey, how you doing? No, I gotta go to work, dude. You're having a good time, but
Oh,
that have you ever been in a Quick Trip in the middle of the night? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you have, but have you ever seen anything sketchy?
not anything at like 3 a.m. though. Not like, but the only things that I've never really seen anything sketchy. It's more like funny. Like I appreciate like the between like 10 and 1, like 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. type of like on a Friday, Saturday night. Like, because you never know. Yeah, like
Yeah, you never
different
know.
levels of intoxication that's going on. And like there always is like some girl by the cheesy breadsticks, right? Like and I just like I'm like, oh, I those days, like it like just brings you back to memories. And
Yeah.
so like I just like appreciate that. And I don't know, I've never had like a sketchy experience though, but I'm kind of intrigued, and maybe feel like I need to do like a series on that or something.
Dude, I bet you if they already have cameras in there. If they set up cameras and just got people at like 1 in the morning, because they got to see some stuff. I got out of my truck one morning and stepped in puke. It was like still steaming. It was,
Oh
it was
no.
like it was like fresh. I'm like, dude, this just happened. This person just left. Thank you for this, bud. This is how I'm
Oh,
starting my day. No, I didn't step in it all the way. I kind of did, and I looked down. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's what I want to see. But obviously it just happened. And there was clues. But uh yeah, but I don't know. I think Quick Trip's always good. But
mhm.
in the middle of the night, I would like to have Kwik Trip employees come on a podcast and just tell stories of the
Oh,
sketchy
about things
things.
you see. Wait,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Look at
Yeah.
you're onto something. You're
Yeah.
onto
I'm thinking,
something.
I'll just call up random Kwik Trips like, yeah, you guys got any people with some sketchy stories about your customers? I'd like to get them on a podcast. I can go to you. I want to do a podcast and a Kwik Trip beer fridge. Like I
Oh,
seen
like actually
Charlie
be in there.
Barron's. Yeah,
Yep.
Charlie Barron's is like a music video in one. I want to do a podcast in there and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do a podcast, and while I'm in here, all the beer that I drink is free. I think that's fair. You know what I
I
mean?
think that's fair too. Yep. I think
And
they
then
could
we
get on.
could, and then I could just like, and then you just cycle your employees in here, and we'll just talk. We'll just talk about whatever. I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. I'm just brainstorming, but I've always wanted to. We'll talk to Paige. Like, hey, we're gonna do a Kwik Trip podcast in a beer cooler, and
Say it's happening.
yeah,
Whether
we have to find someone cool. I think you with you we could get anyone because you're like the happiest person like on earth. That's what I was saying today. I was like, I'm doing a podcast. I was like, I got to get some energy. So my wife, I was like, because she's like the happiest person ever. I just got down at work, at noon, and it's hot, so I'm like
oh
all
yeah.
tired, and I was like, I better pep up a little bit because she's
I
got
got
the
a lot
energy.
of oh yeah. No, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about Kwik Trip. I was like working out this afternoon. I had the best workout of my life. I was like, I think it's because I know I'm about to go talk about Kwik Trip.
All right, so let me ask you this before we cut out of this thing. What's your go-to when you go to Kwik Trip? You're hungry, you stop at Kwik Trip. Are you all over the place, or you got one favorite thing?
Oh, I really am all over the place, but like I do kind of have a few like staple items, right? Like I love the Kwik Trip like Urge Tracks ice cream. Like that. So they put something in there. Like it is so addicting. And I'm like, why it's so soft all the time. I don't get it. Like it tastes like it just came out of the cow, right? Like it's so good. So good. So that Urge Tracks. Love the Angus Frank. Well, I don't know why I call them that. Like the hot dogs, the beef
Yeah,
franks, whatever they call them. Those, oh my God, obsessed. I don't know why they're so good. I'm not even a big hot dog fan, but for some reason, those are so good. What else? Though, like those, I feel like are my kind of like go to. What else? I don't know. I switch it up though all the time. But if I had to
yeah.
pick two,
You gotta switch up. Like I was big into pizza puffs, but I think they stopped them. I don't ever
um,
see them anymore. And I feel like I was doing my part to keep the sales going, so maybe they weren't selling enough, or maybe just the ones in my area. I don't know how
you
Kwik
were
Trip
keeping
works.
it together. Yeah.
I was doing videos. It's funny. I did a video pizza puff review when it first came out,
Mhm.
and then like I did another video, and like my wife's like, "You don't have to post that. You already did it." She's like, "You just wanted to eat the damn thing. Just eat it. You don't gotta make a video about it."
But I gotta make this video, guys. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm only eating it for the video. But like,
Right.
when I first like, because I wanted Kwik Trip to sponsor me. Like I wanted to. Obviously, I would make videos all the time about Kwik Trip. But when I first started making videos about Kwik Trip, it wasn't because like I was like, oh, one day they'll sponsor me. Like I didn't have anything. I never had a thought that anybody would ever
Right.
sponsor me, let alone Kwik
Right.
Trip. And I was just like doing reviews on their macaroni and cheese, but like not the already made stuff, like the by the soup, that one. Like, I don't even know
Oh,
if they have that anymore. I never see it. But I was like doing that. I was doing all types of videos. And then I ended up, after I got uh an agency or whatever, and they're like, what if you could have anyone sponsor you, who would it be? I'm like, Kwik Trip. And they're like, all right, bet. I was like, sweet. And I'm like, yeah, I got the same sponsor as Charlie Barron. So basically we're just as funny as each other.
right. Oh my, it's
But
awesome. And that's what I love. Like things do really happen like organically with Kwik Trip. Like I don't know, that's just what I like about them.
yeah,
Like
they're
you said, you weren't like making things specific like for Kwik Trip originally. You were just doing that kind of,
yeah.
and then it worked out.
Yeah, and even like when you do stuff, like I got to do like cool stuff, like Rashawn Gary. I got to meet him. I went to Lambeau Field. We did that commercial thing.
Mhm.
That was so cool. Like, and especially like because obviously a huge Packer fan, and me and Rashawn
Really?
Gary were just standing there. I know, right?
Yeah.
You didn't know, but me and Rashawn Gary just standing there and like talking about stuff while they were like getting ready to like the film, and it was like the coolest thing because he's just like the most humble dude, like the most quiet dude, but he's also like an absolute animal like on the
Right.
field or whatever. But like being able to do stuff like that through Quick Trip, like it's just cool because like that is something that you'll never be able to do. And like even like the tour, like all this stuff. And I got some stuff I'm possibly doing with Quick Trip coming up. But they always they make it fun. Like
Yes.
I absolutely love it.
My life has gone from like, yeah, like not very fun to like super fun and cool, right? Like that, like I feel like I'm on a totally different level. Not to toot my own horn, but I
No,
don't know. It really made my life better. Um, like I just enjoy my life a lot more because of Quick Trip.
that's awesome. Yeah, everything that they do, even like everything I get to do because of this stuff is like crazy to me. Like the stuff is just so awesome. And
Mhm.
you make some corny videos eventually,
Right,
pays off.
right.
But
Maybe we need to do a video with the Packers. We need to do like a food eating contest, like on the field, and do like, oh my, wait, I have a vision. We need to talk
dude,
about it.
I actually have an idea. There's a lady at work I might be doing a cooking show with. I have an idea for a cooking show, but everything in the cooking show is bought at Quick Trip.
Oh, for sure.
So like you can get creative and like use the hot stuff or like they sell obviously like grocery type stuff and then
Yeah.
just get a bunch of stuff. And I think it'd be cool to like I think the first one I want to do is um like game day snacks. So like
Yeah.
buying all your game day snacks at Quick Trip, and then maybe I can get them to like pay for it.
Right. You never
Hey,
know.
Quick Trip, you want? You know what I mean, I just want some free food. No, but I think it'd be cool to do stuff like that, and it won't be always with the same person. I was thinking about doing like try to have it all Quick Trip, but not maybe not, but like I'll show how people tailgate, what they're getting ready for. Like
Right.
I think a cooking should be cool because I like to eat, but I don't know how to cook real good. So I could just talk people into cooking food and inviting me.
Right.
I think it's a genius idea.
Oh, genius and easy sell. You're onto something there.
Yeah, and I go to their house every time because
Yeah.
I don't dirty up my
No clean
stuff.
up. Look
Yeah,
at easy.
not paying for the food, not cooking the
Right.
food. I'll go there and be like, this looks good. Cut. It's a wrap. Thanks for the grub, bro. Oh. All right, so where can people find you?
So there's a few
Not
different
literally, social media.
actually on no, I'm just kidding. Um no, so I'm on TikTok, Kwik Trip Girl. I'm on Instagram, Kwik Trip Girl or Cassandra Berger. And then the YouTube series is called KT Bound with Cassandra. And that's just a playlist on the actual like Kwik Trip, Quick Star like YouTube page. So pretty easy to find. Just if you go to the Kwik Trip page, like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and like,
I'm
and you
trying.
can Google Quick Trip Girl and things come up.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I was like, oh, I'll just Google because I was like, I wanted to find out. I actually was because I knew that you did interviews on TV. I was like, I'm gonna find one and then just copy all their questions.
There was
I
one
did.
interview I did, and then on the screen it said, like crazy woman, something for Quick Trip, but they put like crazy woman instead of like woman crazy for Quick Trip. Like that's what I thought they were gonna say, but it said
Yeah,
like, crazy woman. Like I was just like rude,
I don't know. Like, am I supposed to be able to see that? How
right?
many how many interviews, like TV interviews, have you done?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. It was quite a few though. Like right after I did my like the journey across Wisconsin. Um, I mean maybe like 20.
Yeah, I've never been interviewed. I was actually somewhere, and a reporter was there, and they interviewed like everybody except for me. I was like, I don't know if you know, but I have followers. No, I
Right.
didn't. No, I wasn't saying that. But I don't know. Being interviewed like by the news, I don't know why that. Because even when I was there, I was like, I hope they don't ask me no questions. Like I'm good recording myself. Like I did a Quick Trip interview after we did that
Oh, the
flute
flute talk.
tog thing. I think it was that time. And I remember walking away after because like they interviewed everyone. I remember
Yeah.
thinking like that was the worst thing I've ever done. Like I've never been more worse at talking.
Oh,
I don't know how it turned out, but like I don't remember thinking like I was not good there. Like I was stuttering. Like I didn't
yeah. It
like
is
I've never seen a camera in my life.
right. Well, but okay, so I very much relate to you in that, and I think people don't understand. Like, I am very good at like holding my phone myself and taking a video of myself. But as soon as somebody else has the phone and is like asking me questions, I'm like, like it does like make you a little bit nervous. And like this is okay because it's more of it's a conversation, right? Like you and
Yeah.
I, we're just having fun talking about Quick Trip. Like that's easy. But when it's like for the news and it's just like, oh my God, I don't want to talk to you. Like it's so,
Yeah.
so much more challenging and I don't
Yeah,
know.
like, even when someone like I'll be at Lambeau Field and sometimes people like they'll ask for pictures, but some people will come with like they'll be videoing. I'm like, yo, I'm here with Matt Ramage, and I'm just like, I'm like, don't ever post that. It's just me staring, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I mean, you want me to do a little dance? Like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh man. So that's where you need to come up with a tagline or just
Yeah.
go with see you next time.
Oh yeah. For now on, that's what I'm saying. I was saying that to you earlier, but I that was the whole plan. Like when Quick Trip sponsored me, I was like, I'm ending every podcast with "See you next time," and I
Yep.
don't think I didn't think I did once. I always forget. Then after I ended, I always think, oh, I should have said "See you next time," like because every time I'm like, nope, the next one. That's when I started. So this time we will. And so this is Cassandra Berger, Kwik Trip Girl. If you want to find her, you could like social media wise, no stalking, but you can Google Kwik Trip Girl or Instagram Kwik Trip Girl. There's not a lot of Kwik Trip Girls. I think there's just the one
Yep,
of a
that's the
kind,
one. TikTok,
unique. Yeah, TikTok. She's out there. But I always end every show with "Go Pack Go," but this isn't the Packers related. So,
whatever.
anyways, go Pack Go, and see you next time.